Hey everybody, Josh from Josh's Smart Home here, and today I'm going to be blowing your mind because I've done a lot of calculations and I figured out how much time my smart home is saving me, and it is literally months worth of full-time work hours. It's insane. So I've meticulously tracked and monitored my smart home devices, and I've determined that I save about 714 hours a year. Think about that. 714 hours a year that I get to spend doing things I want to do, not what I need to do around my house just to keep it running. It's totally insane. In this video, I'm going to show you how I achieved that and how you can start reclaiming your time as well, so stay tuned. In our busy lives, time is the ultimate currency. We're looking for ways to get more out of it. That's why I don't like doing chores like these. And for me, the answer wasn't finding a faster way to do chores, it was finding a way not to do them at all. This isn't about laziness, it's about efficiency, peace of mind, and ultimately, a better quality of life. Welcome back to Josh's Smart Home. If you're new here, welcome in. And I want to share with you that I've been building out my smart home for about 10 years now. And I want to share with you what I learned along the way to make your home smarter. Let's start with the basics, but don't underestimate their power. And those are smart switches and smart plugs. When I walk around my house, most of my house just responds to me. I don't have to find a light switch in the dark. The lights just come on and they follow me around the house. And as I exit an area, when it's appropriate, it turns them back off too. So I don't ever have to be fumbling around. Not only that, but the smart plugs do exactly what we need them to do. Turning on things like the dehumidifier at the right time, the fish's lamp, whatever we need done, it just does for us. So what I did here was I broke down all the information about how I'm saving time. And in this instance, you're thinking, how long does it take to flip a light switch? Well, that's just the point. You might not think it takes very long, but you add up those thousands of times that you do it, or maybe you forget to do it and you need to go back and check, or somebody else just leaves lights on for no reason. All of that is solved with these automations. So how did I fare on this one? Well, I estimated about 5 seconds a time for light switch flips because sometimes you are walking by them, but other times they're on the other side of the room, or you need to go back out into another room and flip the switch off once the light's on in this room. So I just estimated about 5 seconds per flip. So I went into Home Assistant and pulled all of my light switches that are automated. So everything that's on a motion sensor or some type of other automation where we don't interact with it. So I'm not talking about the things that we do by voice or any other method, just the things that are automated. And I came up with 3,547 times there was an on or off that occurred via these switches in 1 week. That's about 5 hours a week. And then I estimated that we have about 50 weeks a year where this is actually occurring. Maybe a couple weeks out of the year we're not here, or we're out a day or here or there. So it doesn't happen consistently. But just with those 5 hours a week, that's almost 250 hours a year that we save on light switches and different smart plugs, especially some of the smart plugs. They're in remote locations, so it really wouldn't even be a 5 second trip. It would maybe be a minute till you walk there and walk back to where you were at. And that's just flipping one little switch. So there is tons of time saved via the smart switches and smart plugs. Next up are the smart blinds. This is one of those things that once you have them, you're like, why didn't I do this earlier? These things are amazing. And you might think it's not that hard to pull the cord and open them up or close them, but it does so much more than that. It can monitor things like occupancy of the house. So when we leave, we have certain blinds that automatically close, and that keeps the sun's rays out of the house and heating it up, over the summer. So our air conditioner doesn't have to run as much. There's just so many options here. Also, you can utilize them to wake up in the morning or for extra privacy at certain times of the day. Or if you know the sun blasts in at a certain time and maybe it's a time that you like to watch TV or something, you can have the blinds in that room close automatically. It's so easy to do, and it is such a time saver because you don't have to walk around to all the different locations and pull the strings. And these have better longevity because we're not, yanking on the strings or anybody pulling at them. It's all automated. So the motor handles it. It's nice and smooth and it's super convenient. So How much time did we save with these? I estimated that we move these about 4 times a day. That's 2 ups and downs per blind that we have. And we have 9 blinds and it multiplied it by 7 times. So one for each day. And that gave us 252 times this occurs during the week. I estimated about 10 seconds of saved time till you go to that location and pull the string and get it sorted out. It's probably about 10 seconds. So this saves us almost an hour a week. And that doesn't sound like tons, but once you multiply it by 50 weeks, we're saving about 3.5 hours a year just on this automation, just a couple of smart blinds, and it makes our life so much more convenient. Next up, we have security and access items. So these are really crucial. I didn't find a ton of time saving on these, but I still wanted to call them out because I think they're just so important. And those are smart locks and smart garage door openers and closers. So in this instance, I didn't find tons of time, but having the knowledge that everything is secure when we leave the house because of our geofencing, it just makes me so much more peaceful when we're not home. I don't need to check the cameras or think, did I really lock that door? I just know it's all taken care of. And when we come home, we use the geofencing to know who's coming home, which vehicle it is, that type of thing, and it automatically opens up our garage door. So no more pulling into the driveway as you're pushing the button and then sitting there waiting on the garage door to open. By the time that we get to the garage door, it's open. We pull right in and we're done. So you're probably wondering, how much time is really saved here? Well, how I allocated it for the garage doors was I said that there were 2 times a day that we open and close them, and we have 3 garage doors and 7 days a week. So that would be 42 times a week that the garage doors are being opened and closed. And it saves about 5 seconds each time based on my estimates. So at that rate, we have about a 20th of an hour a week. And times 50 weeks approximately, we have about 3 hours that we save a year. Again, not significant savings, but it's still super easy, super cool, and we have that peace of mind. So what about the smart locks? How much time are we saving there? Well, I estimated about 14 times a week that we would, lock them or unlock them or do whatever we need to do based on the automations. It's probably a really low number, but I just wanted to be very conservative with this. And I estimated it's about 30 seconds per time because our locks are not at a convenient location. They're on doors that are pretty far apart. So 30 seconds for us is a reasonable amount of time. That saves us about a ninth of an hour per week, which is about 5.8 hours for the year. Again, not huge savings, but it all adds up. And you're going to see that as we move on. Next, we're going to head outside. And for those of us lucky enough to have one, we know that a pool can be a blessing, but a swimming pool can also be a time suck from your life. So having the pool robotic cleaner is amazing. This thing has saved us so much time as it cleans the bottom of the floor, it cleans and scrubs the sides, it uses solar, so I don't even have to go out and plug it in or drop it in. It just goes back to its base station, charges, and goes back out. It has been a lifesaver, and I'm probably really underestimating it, but to get to the time savings, I'm saying it's about once a week, an hour a week that it saves me, and we use the pool or have it open maybe half the year. So I said 26 weeks a year we had the pool open. So that'd be 26 hours a year. But let me tell you, this is so much simpler than having to go out myself when I don't really have time during all those times or all those different weeks. It can just handle it for me. Let's stay outside with some more tasks that I don't care to do. And robots do a great job at these, and that'd be lawn mowing and snow blowing. Having the Yarbo robotic lawnmower has saved me so much time this year. It mows as often as I want it. It can mow our property about 3 times a week. I don't always do it that often, but when the grass is really growing, that seems to really keep it healthy because you're not trimming off huge amounts, you're trimming off much less. And it can go around and keep it looking perfect all summer. And it can mow during the nighttime when I'm sleeping, while I'm at work, or even during rain. I see it doing a pretty darn good job, so I'm willing to even let it out there during that. So you want to know how much time this saves me. Again, I'm going to be really conservative. I'm going to say that I only mow once a week because manually that's all I would do. It mows more often than that, but I'm not even going to worry about those. And I'm going to say it takes about 3 hours to mow per week because we have almost 4 acres of property here that's almost all grass. So at 1 mow a week, 3 hours for that mow, that's 3 hours a week times 26 weeks is what I said that we typically do mowing around our area. Maybe it's a little bit more than that, but we're just going to call it half a year here. So that saves us about 80 hours a year just in mowing. And then for us that are in the colder climates, the Yarbo snowblower and snowplow are absolutely awesome. This thing I was able to run when I was across the country. It ran at my house flawlessly, and it's run overnight. So when we get up in the morning, our driveway and our sidewalk are completely clear. We're able to jump in the car and roll out, not have to get up, an hour earlier just to be able to shovel the driveway. It is awesome and such a time saver. So how much time are we talking? I said that it ran about 5 times each snowstorm we had, and about 1 hour each time is what it would have taken me to manually do that. It does take it a little bit longer, but it does an excellent job and well worth having it run more often. So if we were doing 5 hours per snow event, and we said we had about 4 real snow events here in the last year, so that's about 20 hours a year. So once you add together the Yarbo mowing and snow handling, that's about 100 hours a year that I'm saving here just from this one device, which is absolutely awesome, but not as good as the next device. Back inside, we have the ultimate time saver in my smart home, and this is our robotic vacuum and mop. The Narwal Freo Z Ultra has saved us so much time. We have one on the main floor and one on the lower floor as well, and they vacuum and mop the entire level. It is absolutely game-changing in our lives because we used to, try to vacuum once or twice a week, but that was a lot. And we have a dog, so it sheds, and we have dog hair everywhere, but not with the Narwal. It gets it all cleaned up, and it can do it every day if we wanted to. So how much time savings are we talking about? That I'm saying this is just absolutely massive. Well, I estimate that we have 3 times a week and 2 hours a time. And the reason I said 3 times a week is the main floor we'd probably try to do twice a week and the lower level once a week. And it takes probably about 2 hours till we would, vacuum and mop and take care of everything we need to take care of that this thing does automatically. So at that rate, it's about 6 hours a week. And if you do that 50 weeks out of the year, that is 300 hours a year. That is absolutely life-changing. Definitely one of the best smart home investments we've ever made to get our time back. So let's recap and get a grand total here. So from smart switches and plugs, we have about 250 hours a year. From the blinds, about 35 hours a year. The smart locks, about 6 hours a year. The garage doors, we had about 3 hours a year. From the mowing and snow blowing, it was about 100 hours a year. The pool cleaning was about 26 hours a year. And then the big one, the vacuum and mopping, that was about 300 hours a year. That gives us a grand total of 714 hours that we save a year thanks to our smart home and the automation that occurs right around us all the time. And what does that equate to? Well, that's almost 18 full-time, full-hour work weeks that we save a year on this. Or if you want to say, what's the monetary value? I just threw a number, $20 an hour at it, thinking maybe you could hire some neighborhood kids to do some of this, that type of thing. And that's over $14,000 a year saved via our smart home. So what do you do with all that extra time you have? Well, I like to spend it with my loved ones, my family and friends, as well as making videos for you. It's a real passion of mine. Not to mention that it reduces my stress and gives me more freedom over what I can do. So let me know in the comments section below how you'd like to save time in your smart home. Remember, you don't need to implement everything right away. Start small and build from there. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the future videos. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.